Hello again and welcome to Sclc Tv. It's been a busy week. I'm Maynard Eaton and of course our president and CEO, Dr. Charles Steele Jr. Dr. Steele, from Joe Biden to reparations to mass incarceration to a range of issues, it's been a busy week as I said earlier. Joe Biden, though, really got your crawl a little bit, huh?
Well, you're talking politics. And we always say, we can't be taken for granted. And all I'm saying is that it's the system, and no matter how many times have I said that, it's the system that's destroying the inclusion and the respectability to those who've been disenfranchised.
But he said he got along. He didn't work with the segregationists from your state and others.
Well, what really got me is when I heard the former vice president say that they never called me a boy. Well, you never been black. You see, that's my concern. Never call you boy. Call me son. Well, you're not African American and you're not black. So what do you expect them to call you? They're not going to call you boy because that's historically a no-no in terms of what the people who are segregationists and racists, that's what they are. You're dealing with racist policies.
Will race be a major issue in the Democratic primary? Because they also talk about reparations.
Absolutely.
So race is raising its head as an issue.
Absolutely, and it has nothing to do with party. We're talking about doing the right thing, not to politicize, but to bring about an opportunity that is mandated in doing what's right and spiritually, because we are the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And you don't have to be anointed in the pulpit to stand for what is right. You anoint yourself for what is morally right, what is morally correct, and what is also within the mankind making of God that he implemented and created us to do, to represent us all as equals.
Are reparations that Senator Booker's calling for, are that the right thing to do? Is that just
and Sheila Jackson Lee.
Okay.
Representative Sheila Jackson Lee has really been on the front burner with this. And this is something to be commended. But it goes beyond talk, man. And I tell folks, you can't get the adequacy of representation by just talking. God doesn't bless talk. He doesn't bless talk. He bless action.
Indeed, sir.
And deeds.
Do you see reparations coming? Or that's what it all amount to, just talk?
Everybody in this country has gotten some form of reparation but African Americans. And it's always about the intent. I was not there during those days. But you inherited and you gained the wealth of the intent, even though you were not there. You have what you have because of slavery.
You were in Washington addressing the Senate this week, talking about opportunity zones, or you're saying let's have a better way of implementing opportunity zones.
It's misleading. Opportunity zones basically dealing with the wealthy coming into the disenfranchised and poor communities and ripping us off again in terms of the housing crisis. Now you're coming back with another glitter approach, or this is going to be great for all of you, just like during the housing crisis. We lost 50% of our black wealth during that crisis. And our black wealth happened to be our homes. We lost it during the recession. Now we're slowly trying to get affordable housing, and you're coming back with something called opportunity zones, which is lack of opportunity for those who are poor and disenfranchised.
And what did you suggest how it be corrected?
Well, the first thing I did was go to Washington, D.C. and address a panel that was on the U.S. Senate side. And I just got back telling them I strongly, adamantly oppose opportunity zones. And we don't have time to go into it, but the wealthy is coming in getting tax breaks. Nobody in the disenfranchised or urban communities have any partnership on the decision making, nor the money making.
So it's not an opportunity for those impacted.
It's a lack of opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Charles Steele Jr., our president of SCLC. I'm Maynard Eaton.